limits from 5 to 7. And then the general proposals that are now coming to the National Dialogue Committee.
Thank you, Trevor. First of all, if you recall, we tried this proposal when we were doing Punguza Mizigo Bill 2019. But at that time, we were trying to demystify the presidency.
Yeah.
And there's something we are trying to cure, around 4 things. I don't know what Cherargei is trying to cure now. And, you know, this idea of, for us at that time, it was a one term of 7 years. Mm-hmm. A one term of 7 years that was going to cure the history of electoral violence, particularly that comes with incumbency, issues of focusing on re-election once you are elected, what our good friends Cherargei and team are now doing, and also reducing the wage bill that comes with presidential election generally. We're trying to cure those, and even ending theft of public money at that time. However, I get the feeling that there's an attempt to extend the honeymoon while you get to the presidential office. That is what Cherargei is trying to do, in my view, because if you are going to propose an amendment to extend the term limit from 5 to 7, Kenyans, when they promulgated this constitution, they voted for it overwhelmingly, and they said they would want to see a president serve for 2 terms maximum if you are elected, and each term 5 years. There was a reason behind that. And Kenyans must now decide if they want a parliamentary system, a presidential system, or even a hybrid. However, if you look at, these are my personal views, if you look at the issue around presidential term limit, again, there's the challenge of when does a president who is elected start working? Particularly if you elect somebody in office who is not keen on fulfilling the promises. What they will do, they'll start thinking and toying around with the extension of term limits so that they start working towards the end. The first 2 years, they are in honeymoon, trying to enjoy, appease friends, appoint, and do all these things. I don't think this is an issue that Kenyans will welcome. And for us as Azimio, I can also tell you categorically, we don't welcome it because it is not an issue of concern to the people. The issues of concern to the people, as you've asked me, Trevor, are issues to do with the cost of living. And I would have been very happy if Cherargei was trying to explain to the public why we must lower the cost of living and not why we must increase the term limit of a president.
Okay.
Now, I am also aware that Kenyans have a right to give their views. But you see, when you give your views to NADCO, of importance is how is that view that you are giving, how is that proposal that you are giving going to address the issues of concern? Mm-hmm. If you look at the issues that have been harmonized from issue 1, outstanding constitutional issues, to issue 5, party fidelity, you realize all those issues in one way or another, they are affecting the people, or they are of concern to the people. Mm-hmm. But on issue of presidential term limit, while Cherargei is free to whether it is UDA doing it or is doing it by himself, Kenyans will be asking themselves, how does extending the term limit of a president lower the cost of fuel, for example? Mm. How does it end theft of public money? Yeah. How does it bring inclusivity? How does it ensure that the people at the lowest level, the ward, access services as a matter of constitutional requirement? Okay. And therefore, in my view, and in the views of Azimio, we believe that that's an issue that probably, well, it's only Kenyans who can decide on it. But as it is now, for us, we are not very keen on it. Okay. So even me as an individual, I'm not keen on it. So I would really want to interact with the Cherargei's document and see what is it trying to demystify? What is it trying to cure? But having assessed it at a precursor look, it shows me that there's nothing it's trying to.
But the Punguza Mizigo was saying 7 years, 1 term.
1 term. And I've explained at that time, we were looking at the historical electoral violence that was associated with re-election.
Okay.
Because 1992, 1997, 2007, 2017, you realize when there's an incumbent seeking re-election, always there is that do or die, that I must get it. I must not go into history books as having been the only one-term president.
Okay.
And then there was an issue of when do they start working? If you know that, Ombija, you are going to be re-elected, or you shall be having an opportunity to be re-elected, do you know you start working in the second term?
Yeah.
Or towards the end of the first term, so that you tell people, by the way, I've started these 9 projects, please re-elect me so that I finish them.
But there are those who can argue that also if you know that it's just one term, then you can be a bit reluctant, because you know either way, once I get in,
depending on how you look at it, and again, Ombija, these are issues that it's only Kenyans who can decide, as Cherargei said in 257, because when they're subjected to adequate and thorough public participation, right from collection of signatures all the way to the referendum, then Kenyans can decide they want it or they don't want it.
Okay. Let me bring up a tweet by Dr. Kuru Okot, Third Way Alliance leader here.